30 years ago, Old Trafford was the theatre of unbreakable dreams. Last May, it turned enough to hear visiting fans sing. Manchester United limped to 15th place, the worst Premier League season in 50 years with just 42 points, their worst league finish in half a century, and the first time since the 2013-14 campaign that European nights vanished from the calendar. Supporters who grew up on trebles now calculated relegation math. The malaise was visible everywhere. Rashford and Garnacho's output shrank. Ten Hag's signings, Matthijs de Ligt, Antony and Joshua Zirkzee struggled with the Premier League's tempo, and veterans such as Harry Maguire, Casemiro and Christian Eriksen no longer had the legs to cover the spaces that kept United from looking vulnerable. Erik ten Hag paid the price on the 28th of October, dismissed after a 2-1 defeat at West Ham left United 14th. In walked Ruben Amorim, promising culture change but armed with the same blunt attack. Today, the club hopes salvation wears the number 9. United are locked in talks for RB Leipzig phenom Benjamin Sesko, scorer of 20 goals last season and available for around £80 million. The Slovenian is said to favour Old Trafford, but United legends warn that one striker cannot fix a fractured recruitment model. Stay tuned. This video untangles the mess and plots a road back. Manchester United's 2024-25 campaign will be filed under calamity. A 2-0 victory against Aston Villa on the final day provided short-lived relief, yet the club still crawled home in 15th place with 42 points, its lowest Premier League haul. The previous worst was 58 in 2021-22. United lost 18 matches, a total only surpassed by the 1973-74 relegated side that suffered 20, and their 9 defeats at Old Trafford tied a club record. Home form was toothless too. Only the 3 relegated teams scored fewer than United's 23 goals at the once feared venue. Overall, they produced just 44 league goals from 56.91 expected, an underperformance of 12.91 that trailed only Bournemouth and Crystal Palace. Defensively, they shipped 54, the joint third worst Premier League return. Understat calculated 52.24 expected points, so wastefulness at both ends costs at least 10 points. Managerial turbulence framed the slide. Erik ten Hag exited on the 28th of October with 3 wins from 9 and the team in 14th. Successor Ruben Amorim collected only 7 wins across 27 fixtures, averaging exactly 1 point and a 25.9% win rate, both club lows in the Premier League era. His record compared poorly even with mid-season hires such as Graham Potter and David Moyes. Yet amid the gloom, young Kobbie Mainoo impressed. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's investment promises reform, and negotiations for 21-goal striker Benjamin Sesko hint at a reset. United supporters can only hope that the nadir has now passed, at last. After the club's worst finish since the 1970s, Old Trafford's corridors are lined with suitcases in both directions. Ruben Amorim's first act was to unlock Matheus Cunha's £62.5 million release clause at Wolves. The Brazilian, 31 goals in 76 appearances, signs for 5 years and has claimed number 11. 2 days later, 18-year-old left-back Diego Leon arrived from Cerro Porteño for an initial £3 million, signalling a focus on resale value. The splash was Bryan Mbeumo, captured from Brentford for £65 million plus £6 million add-ons after a 7-week pursuit. United want one more striker, a £65 million bid rising to £74 million for Benjamin Sesko sits on Leipzig's desk, while talks continue with Brighton for 21-year-old midfielder Carlos Baleba. Departures have been ruthless. Marcus Rashford, haunted by last season's 6-goal slump, has joined Barcelona on loan with an option to buy, thinning a wage bill that also lost Christian Eriksen, Johnny Evans and Victor Lindelof. Academy graduate Enzo Cana-Biek heads to Lausanne Sport, and the club will weigh loan offers for Rasmus Højlund in case Sesko lands. Chelsea remain interested in Alejandro Garnacho. Juventus have cooled on Jadon Sancho, and Real Betis are hesitating over Antony. 9 league defeats at Old Trafford made clear that sentimentality earns no minutes. Amorim demands productivity. Whether this churn for pace and personality restores the raw or deepens the chaos defines United's new season storyline. The transfer window remains open for progress and pride. Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo and imminent target Benjamin Sesko target the three gaps that ruined Manchester United's 2024-25 season: ball progression, chance creation and finishing. Cunha signed for £62.5 million, fits the left number 10 channels in Ruben Amorim's 3-4-2-1. At Wolves, he completed 102 carries into the final third and averaged 3.7 progressive passes per 90. Production no United attacker matched. Mbeumo arrives after 20 goals plus 7 assists, providing left-footed output from the opposite half space and pressing at 23 pressures per 90. Sesko, subject of a £74 million package, whose idol is Zlatan, scored 21 Bundesliga goals from 90 attempts, supplying aerial dominance and ruthless conversion. Those three alone cannot heal every wound, so Amorim will rotate structures. His baseline keeps Bruno Fernandes in his familiar number 10 berth, protected by a double pivot of Manuel Ugarte with either Kobbie Mainoo or Casemiro. Fernandes threading passes to Sesko while Mbeumo stretches lines and Cunha waits as a super sub, offers balance against elite opponents. A first-choice 11 reads Onana, Yoro, Delite, Martinez, Ahmad, Ugarte, Casemiro, Dorgu, Fernandes, Mbeumo, Sesko. Against mid-table blocks, Amorim may unleash both newcomers behind the striker. Cunha and Mbeumo drifting inside creates central overloads, pushing Fernandes deeper to dictate tempo. The shape still shows 3-4-2-1 on paper, yet becomes 3-2-5 with wingbacks flying high and Sesko pinning defenders, a pattern that should convert expected goals into actual points. A final risky switch is a 3-4-1-2. Cunha becomes the sole creator. Mbeumo shifts to right wing-back and Joshua Zirkzee or Rasmus Højlund partners Sesko. Sesko excelled beside Lois Openda, so parallel movement could unlock space. Mbeumo's work rate secures the flank and preserves threat. This tactical flexibility combined with new depth gives United their clearest roadmap towards Champions League contention. Defensively, the addition of Leny Yoro and Matthijs de Ligt allows a higher line, squeezing space and making those regains feasible, while Lisandro Martinez guides distribution out of the back, with Andre Onana calmly orchestrating from deep positions. Ruben Amorim walks into August carrying a weight Erik ten Hag never shook. A 15th place finish humiliated the club and left the new coach one bad streak from the post-Ferguson scrap heap. His lifeline is a striker. United and Newcastle have traded offers, yet sources near RB Leipzig insist Benjamin Sesko prefers Old Trafford. The 22-year-old 196cm target man brings hold-up craft Højlund lacks in the penalty box, timing Rashford once supplied, settle quickly and he spearheads an attack rebuilt for £200 million. Stall and the Stretford end will roar discontent. Recruitment finally looks coherent. Matheus Cunha fixes ball progression, Bryan Mbeumo injects direct goals, Diego Leon future-proofs the left flank, and negotiations for Carlos Baleba should refresh midfield. But Amorim's high-tempo 3-4-2-1 asks players to read new triggers. Veterans and newcomers alike now wonder if their legs or instincts suit the scheme, and an anxious edge has crept into training ground conversions. Still, alignment between manager and board, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Jason Wilcox signals overdue progress. Execution, not spreadsheets, will decide if this rebuild finally sticks for good. Supporters still ask how the club can finance Sesko while renovating an attack and funding a £200 million stadium upgrade. The answer is structure. Cunha and Mbeumo were secured on instalment plans totaling £130 million spread across 5 seasons. Sesko's fee will be amortised the same way. Wage savings are substantial too. Barcelona now pay Marcus Rashford £325,000 per week. Victor Lindelof and Johnny Evans are off the books. Chelsea compensated United £5 million when they backed out of the Sancho deal, and sell-on clauses for Anthony Elanga, Alvaro Carreras and Maxi Oyedele have yielded £15 million. Smart accounting, not reckless borrowing, funds this pivot. The mess is not fixed yet, however the road looks paved forward. What do you think? Will Amorim's new-look United surge back toward the top 4 or stumble again under the spotlight? Let us know below and subscribe for more data-driven football deep dives.